Hello everyone. In the previous class, we have seen Diels hydrocarbon and its synthesis. Now, continuing with this part, we'll be looking for different types of classification based on the stereochemistry and the stereocenters involved in these steroidal systems. Basic skeleton of steroids, it will consist of 17 carbon atom arranged in the form of 1,2-cyclopentano per hydrophenanthrene. This we have already seen in terms of how we can consider as to the system containing A, B, C, D and 17 carbon atoms associated with 1,2-cyclopentano per hydrophenanthrene. Now, steroids are ideally suited for chemical and physiological studies. These have been studied extensively for their spectroscopic properties, analytical studies, and various other studies because they have got relatively flat structure. One of the important aspect is they have got relatively flat and rigid structure. That is, most of the time the structure or the configuration will remain as rigid as possible. Secondly, they have got highly crystalline properties. That means they can have sharp melting points. Then the enormous number of derivatives which can be prepared. Dependent on the different types of the functional group that may be present on the steroidal system, they can be converted from one form to another. For example, if there is a presence of a carbonyl carbon in terms of a enone system, it can either be reduced to an alcoholic system or it can be further oxidized into a carboxylic system. So these all systems could be done and various derivatives could be synthesized. Hence, steroids are said to be ideally suited for various physiochemical studies. Now, previously we have seen in terms of nomenclature, that is, they are based on number of carbon atoms and then how we could classify them based on the increasing number of carbon atoms. But in this system, we will be looking into a different set. Steroids were divided into two groups based on the configuration at C5. Those derived from 5-alpha colostane were designated as allo series, while steroids derived from 5-beta colostane were normal. Now we can observe here there is a 5. That means when I give this number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the fifth carbon atom becomes very important in terms of the nomenclature. If the proton at the fifth carbon atom is below the plane, now such type of system they fall under the category called as allo series. And if the proton at the fifth system, that is fifth carbon atom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth carbon atom, it is lying above the plane. Now can we not observe that this is on a wedged line, whereas this is below the plane. When I see the first compound, this is below the plane and this is above the plane. Dependent on those system, there will be two series. One is 5-alpha series, also called as allo series. The second one is called as 5-beta series. Now 5-beta series is called as normal series, hence there is no prefix, whereas 5-alpha series, they have been given as a nomenclature as allo series. Now, for example, 5-alpha pregnane 3-one. That means at position number 3 there is a carbonyl carbon and at position number 5 it is 5-alpha. The proton is below the plane. Whereas this second compound, which is called as the system where the proton is above the plane, we can say that it is simply a system consisting of normal type of steroidal system. If I just can write these structures like CH3, CH3 and I just write here CH2, CH3. What we can just change is, instead of writing a 5-alpha system, I have to write it as 5-beta pregnane 3-one without any type of prefix. Now for the previous system, I have to call this as allopregnane 3-one or 5-alpha pregnane 3-one. The second compound is simply 5-beta pregnane 3-one because it is a normal series. Now, one of the important aspect in terms of understanding the cholesterol system or in terms of understanding any type of steroidal system, we have to look at what is that basic compound that we need to consider based on which the nomenclature is given. The structure of steroids is based on a tetracyclic androsterone ring system. Now, this one system that is being visible, it is called as androstane system. Now, the spelling is androsterone system. That means it is going to have a carbonyl carbon, but we are just giving a skeletal structure here. Now, when I look at the numbering system, I can observe 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then comes 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 18, 19 being angular methyl groups. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So androsterone system consists of 29 carbon atoms. Now, the methyl groups that are present at the ring junction that are named as 18 and 19. Now, this 18 and 19, they are called as angular methyl groups. Now, these serve as important reference point for stereochemical designation. Various types of stereochemical designation could be given because of the presence of this 18 and 19 methyl group. By convention, other groups that lie on the same general side of the angular methyl group, that is on top side, they are designated as beta substituents. Now, for example, if angular methyl group is above the plane and the other groups are also lying above the plane, that means they are called as beta substituents and they are also called as normal substituents. Now, for example, if I can observe this position number 5, when I can look at this position number 5 here, I can see that if here the proton also is lying above the plane, it is at the position number 5, then it can be said that it is a normal type of steroidal system consisting of 5-beta group. Had it been this proton would be lying below the plane on a wedged line, we can say that it is said to be a 5-alpha system. Now, for example, if alpha and beta designations are applied to the hydrogen at position number 5, what we can say? If AB ring junction is trans, then it becomes 5-alpha series. Now, for example, if the proton present over here, that is at position number 5, the proton present over here, it goes below the plane, then the ring junction of A and B is said to be 5-alpha series. If the proton present at the 5th position is above the plane, then they will be coming as 5-beta series. If it is 5-alpha series, then it is called as cis series, and if it is 5-beta series, then it is called as trans series respectively. In case the configuration of the substituent is non-known at all. Now, for example, if I give this means below the plane. If I write a wedged form like this, then it is called as beta or it is above the plane. Now, if I do not know the configuration, I will be representing it like this wiggly line where I do not know the configuration of the given stereochemical center. Now, this can be represented something like this. If at this position I do not know the configuration, I will be just giving a wiggly line. Whether it is 5-alpha or 5-beta is non-known to me. So in this way, I can give this 5th position dependent on what type of series it can be. It can be a cis series or it can be a trans series respectively. If it is like on this a broken line, then it is a alpha series. If it is on a strong wedge, then it is a beta series. If it is on the wiggly system, then the configuration is unknown to us. Based on that, when we can observe that there will be certain types of rules for naming the steroids. We have already seen how we have given the nomenclature now based on the numbering system 5 alpha, 5 beta. But there are certain rules given to this. The first rule says that if a methylene group is missing in the side of the chain, prefix nor preceded by the number of missing carbon atom is used to indicate it. Now for example, if I can observe this structure, at position number 23, there is a missing methyl group. Can we not see that when I have given a numbering system, I have finished at 22 and directly I have gone to 24. This means that at the 23rd position, there is missing of the methyl group and hence we have to name it as 23 nor 5 beta choline system. That means the methylene group is missing and the prefix nor has been utilized. Now for example, here itself I can observe that at 17 and at 18th position there is a missing. Now can we not observe that here instead of 18th position angular methyl group there is a proton present. This means that it is 18 nor 5 beta pregnane system. This means that at 18th position the methyl group is missing. So if there is any missing methyl group, that carbon atom should be numbered and then further it should be given its nomenclature. Then comes prefixes like nor or homo, which can be preceded by the name of the ring designated by capital letter, are used to indicate a missing or an additional methylene CH2 group in a ring respectively. So the second one, it says that prefixes nor or homo preceded by the name of the ring designated by capital letter are used to indicate a missing or an additional methylene group in a ring. Now for example, if I consider ring A, B, C, D, now if I am observing here ring A, it has not got a 6-membered ring. Instead, it has got a 5-membered ring. The ring system that I am observing, it is a 5-membered ring. Hence, it has to be given as A nor 5 beta androstane structure. That means one of the CH2 group is missing over there. That is why the nomenclature is said to be nor system. Now if I observe this ring B in this particular example, instead of a 6-membered ring, I am getting a 7-membered system. Hence, it has to be given as B homo. That means 7-membered ring. That is increase in the CH2 group. Here in this case, it is decrease in the CH2 group. Here in this case, it is an increase in the CH2 group. And hence, homo nomenclature has been given. If there is a decrease in the CH2, nor is being given. If there is increase in the CH2, homo system has been given. Then comes the third important system where we understand about ring cleavage. Now the ring fission with an addition of a hydrogen atom to each terminal carbon atom is indicated by the carbon atoms where ring has been cleaved followed by the prefix seco. Now this says that when I give a nomenclature like 1, 2, 3, now between 2 and 3 there is a cleavage. Hence the nomenclature is given as 2, 3 seco and then followed by 5 beta choline. Why 5 beta? Because proton here is above the plane. So at position number 2 and 3 there is a cleavage, hence 2, 3 seco has been given. Seco means that there is a cleavage. Now with the help of an example, if I see, I can observe here 1, 2, 3. Between 2 and 3 there is a presence of a carboxylic group. Now how this happens is either protons are being added or there are functional groups that get added at the cleavage point, and hence we have to give the cleavage point as 2, 3 number. That means we have to indicate the cleavage point with their numbers. It can be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, anything. But seco we need to give because it is a cleavage, and then followed by 5 alpha androstane 2,3 dioic acid. Why 5 alpha? Because at the 5th position the proton is below the plane. So if there is a cleavage, then seco has been utilized. Then lastly, the classification is based on if two carbon atoms of the ring have an additional CC bond formation, a three-membered ring, it is indicated by the prefix cyclo preceded by the number of carbon atoms attached / involved in making the ring. Now for example, when I see this example, between 3 and 5 there is a new CC bond formation. Can we not see here that there is a new CC bond formation? Hence, it has to be written as 3 alpha 5 alpha, between where we have this new CC bond formation followed by cyclo. If it is, hence it is a three-membered ring, and hence it is cyclocolestane system. A three-membered ring is formed between 3 and 5, and hence it is 3 alpha 5 alpha cyclocolestane system. So numbers have to be indicated where new CC bond formation takes place, followed by cyclo, and then giving the whole nomenclature of that particular steroid. This is how, based on a particular stereo center, and based on wherever there is a cleavage, or based on the androstane ring system, the nomenclature based on the stereo centers have been classified. And hence we can understand that most of this is dependent on the structure called as androstane structure. In the coming class, we will be looking for certain more classification. For now, we have to understand that we are going to classify them based on this androstane structure. Thank you.